Hey everyone, and welcome back to the 14 Days of Elevation free meditation series, where we'll be teaching you the Throat Chakra Meditation here on day 6. We've been joining you every single day, bringing you a new meditation, and today's was inspired by yesterday's. So if you're just catching up, if you haven't watched any of the past meditations, be sure to dive in. Day 1 through 5 has been life-changing, heart-opening, body-relaxing, releasing the past fears and the doubts, and yesterday we rewrote our story. And yesterday we had golden lessons that came up from those painful experiences of the past, and I had 3 golden lessons, and those actually inspired the meditations I'm going to do moving forward here on the 14 Days of Elevation. So today we're going to be covering the throat chakra, because in our meditation yesterday I had this wise wisdom come through that said, open up, speak up, and rise up. So I'm going to be walking you through those chakras throughout this 14 days of elevation. I don't know what Chris will bring, what magic he's going to bring to the table, but as you know, we've been going back and forth sharing our favorite meditation techniques that we teach in the Elevated Life Membership Club. And today's meditation was inspired by the communication bundle that we teach inside the club.
Yeah, and it's important as you move through these meditations to really start to allow yourself to open up spots that have been blocked. You know, when we open up the heart, that's such a big space for everybody. You have to open up to that love space, to get away from, you know, obviously we're physically isolated right now, but you know, there's still a lot of love that you can share. There's a lot of love that you can share with other people. There's a lot of self-love that we desperately need to give to ourselves. But as we open up that, it starts to get important to how do we speak. You know, because it's one thing to feel the love inside, but as that transforms, it comes into how do we show it as it comes out of our mouth. And so you have to really clue into what you've been holding back from saying, especially problems that you haven't stood up for yourself in, you know, especially if you're an empath kind of person where the energy of other people you become really sensitive to. If people are upset around you, you start to get upset too. You have to really, really start to watch what it is that you're internally talking about and then what comes out through your mouth, because how you talk to other people becomes how they see you. No one really knows who you are except for what you show. And so if you're not speaking your truth, if you're not saying the things that are totally aligned for you, if you're not really bringing out that positivity, then what are you standing for? You know, if everything that you say is negative, or everything you say is, you're like, oh, I'll just cower down, I can't speak up here, this is not a place for me, then you're really shying away from your gifts, and you're a little bit missing the point of being here. Like, your voice needs to be heard. And if no one's ever told you that, I'm here to tell you now, your voice needs to be heard. And so we want you to get into a place where you're used to saying exactly how you feel. And sometimes you're going to step on people's toes. Sometimes you're going to piss people off. That's the greatness behind speaking your truth, is that once those people realize, oh snap, this person's going to actually come out and really say what they really feel. And sometimes that can be offensive. This means saying no to things you want to say no to, not feeling guilty about, so that's totally unapologetic. Yeah. And then it's saying yes to the things that really light you up, despite the fact that other people may not be into them. Everybody's into different things. We all have different college majors, we all have different businesses, we're all into different stuff, we like different shows, it's different. And so your unique gift is that unique gift. It's so when we go through this, and after this today, I want you to start speaking that truth. If there's a conversation you haven't had with your partner, it's time to have it. If there's a conversation you want to have with your kiddo, or with one of your parents,
or with yourself,
or someone who's hurt you in the past, it's time to have that conversation. Just let yourself be there. Let it all come from a space of love, though. The trick here with opening up the throat is to always talk from a place of love. If you talk from a place of hate, or talk from a place of anger, or talk from a place of scarcity or lack, then it's going to come out and show. It's going to really show up in your external world. So make sure the sentiment behind everything you say, even if you're coming into where you know you're going to bang heads with somebody, you do it from a place of love. And in that way, a lot of times you can open up a communication portal, whereas if you just both attack each other, you just leave upset. And no one really gets anything. You don't get closer to resolution. You don't get closer to really figuring out what is the difference between the two of you. So always come from a place of love and speak so that the other person understands what it is that you're talking about.
So if you're just tuning in to the 14 Days of Elevation free meditation series, I'm Brit and this is Chris Carmichael, and together we have founded the Elevated Life, where we teach you these simple mindset shifts to create radical transformation in your life. And we thought during this time it would be very beneficial for all of us to tune into peace and positivity during this time. Just like Chris was talking about, when we speak, when we express ourselves, it should be coming from a place of love, our heart chakra, right? When we think about the chakras, since today's all about throat chakra, you know, we're moving that energy up from the base of our spine, moving through the root, the sacral, the solar plexus, the heart, and then the throat. And the issue with the throat is that the creativity that we create in our sacral chakra has to move through having the courage to express that truth, having the willingness to open your heart and be vulnerable and share that with people, and then moving into the throat chakra, getting it out and sharing your truth and expressing your creative ideas. You know, it takes creativity and courage to dress the way you want to dress, to show up the way you want to show up, to speak the way you want to speak, to share the truths that you want to share, especially us light workers who are tapped into the truth and have finally built up enough courage to get it out of our throat chakra and into the world. We're going to be condemned by so many people, and it can be scary. And so we have to build up our reserves and our strength and our energy so that we can speak our truth without shaking when the rest of the world doesn't fucking get it or doesn't see or doesn't understand. We have to have the courage to speak up when no one else is willing to share, when everyone else is plugging their ears. We still have to have the courage to show up and to shine and to share that love and that truth. So today's meditation is designed to help you open up that channel. Like, words are so powerful. Abracadabra means to make words into form, you know, like God spoke, and you know, whatever flavor you follow there, it always points back to how powerful sound is, and our throat chakra is where we create those sounds. And it's such delicate. It's such a delicate space. If you think about the neck, it's such a small area that holds up our brain and connects. It's the rainbow bridge between our lower half, our physical root chakras, you know, that keep us grounded in our body. It's the bridge between getting up into those cosmic consciousness, those levels of enlightenment. So it is a really beautiful bridge to cross over, but it takes a lot of fucking courage.
Yeah, so tune in right now.
Yeah.
You know, always before the meditations, you want to tune in. We want to tune into two things today. The first one is just, how do you feel? How are you feeling right now? Scale of 1 to 10. Where are you at?
We've been doing this every week, tuning in, asking, how do you feel right now? Let us know in the comments. So if you're watching live, if you're watching the playback, it doesn't matter. Thank you for being here. Let us know who's here, who's watching live. Have you been tuning in every day? Are you just catching this? Let us know, because we're loving hearing from you guys how your headaches are going away. You're leaving toxic relationships because you're starting to realize, oh my God, my heart's been suffocated. Like, it's been so cool to see how these meditations are changing and shifting in your life specifically. So let us know, are you here? Are you watching? And which meditation have you enjoyed so far?
Yeah, once you've gotten that tune in, when you say, hey, this is how I feel today, which is always great to just ask yourself in the morning. Yeah. You wake up, you get through the first part, you say, what's going on with me? How do I feel right now? Just a little bit of assessment. That way, especially after the meditation, you can always see, like, this is how I feel now. Mm-hmm. I feel freaking amazing. The second thing to tune into, especially since we're doing throat, is how's your communication been? Yeah. Where have you really been? Have you been holding certain things back? Have you been expressing your truth, but maybe you haven't been doing it in a positive way? Do you need to work on that? Where is it that you need to work on in your communication? Having that type of awareness as we go into the meditation will really help you, because it'll help shine light on some different things that you may need to work on. We all are constantly evolving and working on specific things in our lives. And I will tell you, out of all of them, communication is one of the strongest, because that is how you interact with every single other human being. I mean, it is going to be the critical factor in every conversation. It's what you're saying. It's what are you really bringing to the table, and how are you affecting that other person? Because we can really build up people with our words. I mean, you can totally make a person's day. I remember one time I go, Brit, watch how powerful this is. This lady comes over to us, I go, oh my gosh, you smell so good. And the lady was like, what? She's like, oh my gosh. And it's just like,
hold on, I asked him, I was like, wait, because I didn't know what he was doing. He goes, I looked at him, I was like, did you actually think she smelled good? He goes, no, I didn't even know what she smelled like. I just wanted to show you the power of positive words.
Yeah, and so you can do that, but the same way you can tear it down. And you can tear down yourself really easily with the words that you say, so check into.
And you know what, thinking of that, let's share a little insight into the Carmichaels. When we got married, we almost changed our last name to Heartless. We were so bitter, so angry, so mean to ourselves, not to each other, but to ourselves. And in turn, that was an external reflection to how we treated other people. And it was a protection mechanism. But the truth is, you're not protecting yourself, you're just pushing away the love that you desperately wish you had. So stop pushing out all of the people and start taking a moment to figure out, what do you need inside? What is missing from your life? And then have the courage to go out and do that for yourself. Give it to yourself. Speak up for yourself. Like, eliminate like toxic relationships or environments. Like, you have the ability to control your life. You get to decide the direction it goes. And if you don't feel like you have that permission to lead your life, then I highly recommend you check out day 4, where we did cutting the cords. This gives you a meditation to help release the, wait, is that right?
Yeah.
Release the past and then decide which direction. Now that I'm free from all these attachments holding me in this current stuck place, now where do I want to go? And not many people have been given that choice. So many of us we're told to go to college and do this and get it. You gotta have a job. Like, oh my God, stop using that same scenario. It's depressing people, literally. Instead of saying you need a job, you need to say, people need to be saying to their children, like, what are you passionate about? What brings you joy? What are you good at doing? And I think we need to start the conversation there, especially if we're talking about throat chakra.
Yeah, the big thing here before we get into the meditation is to realize.
Y'all chose the light.
True that.
We literally have broken hearts tattooed on our fingers, okay?
That we got at our wedding.
Not the middle finger, guys. Broken hearts tattooed on our finger, because we were gonna change our last name to Heartless. And so that just shows you. And we even said, my vows said, babe, we've got this all backwards. We're sinners to saints. And it's so interesting that here we are, a decade later. We got married 10/10/2020 this year will be our 10-year wedding anniversary. And so it's so crazy how much has changed, because we just made a choice. We made a choice to stop choosing hate and start choosing love. And we hope that these meditations inspire you to do that as well.
Yeah, the last thing to touch on is that vulnerability is the true strength. And it took me so many years to figure that out. I thought that strength was controlling everything, controlling the people you're around, doing all this, but really being vulnerable is where you really find strength at, because you really find your character. It's so difficult just to open up sometimes, even when you have a really great loving partner like I do, and it can be such a challenge. But you come into a space that once you do that, you're like, oh my God, I've been carrying so much burden. Like, what in the hell have I been doing for so many years? I didn't realize that if I just opened up, and you're gonna get burned sometimes, it's gonna hurt sometimes. People are gonna take your vulnerabilities and use them as weak points.
Shit on it.
So what? Yeah. Like, that can't be something that stops you. That can't be something that matters. You're always gonna push forward, because the thing that you have in your life, the one big consistent thing you have in your life is you. There's nothing else, it's not other people. So if you need to be vulnerable in order for you to grow, then that's what you need to do. No matter who the other players are in your life and what characters they are in the big play. And so make sure that you are accepting that vulnerability is all part of this.
Yeah.
Just like surrender is all part of this. A big portion of learning meditation is learning to surrender. Here we're just letting our mind start to go. And when you do that, you come into this just deep place of peace. And you start to really not care how it affects other people. Not that it doesn't matter, it's just that you don't care as much. You say, you know what? I don't necessarily need them to understand what I'm going through in order for me to process it. So let yourself be vulnerable. This is a big key piece to all of this. Let yourself be vulnerable, and let yourself be able to surrender.
Yeah.
The last thing I wanted to say, that was it. I know it.
But falling back on fear just will not cut it anymore, guys. We have to realize that we all experience that, but it's what we do with it. And if fear stops you from sharing your truth and your message that could inspire someone else, even if it was just one person, then you've missed the mark on your mission as someone who can show up and serve and to be the light. So don't be afraid of the ones that are going to judge you, because you're already being judged, okay? So show up as you authentically feel called to show up as your true self, and let them judge you for that, because at least you know you're good with you because you're staying true to your integrity.
Whoa.
Wow, this 14 days of elevation has elevated us to a whole new level of teaching. It has been so fun to be these channels, these guides, to help bring you back to a place of peace. So if you're tuning in live, let us know if you're here, and let us know by saying I'm ready, because we're about to dive into this throat chakra meditation. And if you know someone who wants to tune in, because the more we get the collective consciousness to raise together, to tune into peace, the faster we can shift this vibration and fall back into a place of harmony, where we haven't been there in a while, guys, so we've forgotten what that might feel like. So many people are comfortable in chaos, but it's important for us to know that peace is our true nature, and speaking our truth is going to be that first step in helping you to communicate your authentic integrity. So tag someone, share the video, let them know we're about to dive into the throat chakra meditation. And if it's safe for you, go ahead and find yourself in a comfortable position. I'm gonna scoot away from you just a little bit.
Am I warm?
You're hot, and I'm in a sweater today.
Happens.
He's like a burning ball of energy, guys. If you haven't had the chance to work with Chris one-on-one, oh my gosh. And if there's something that's stuck in your personality, you're afraid, there's fearful, no confidence, like there's something from your past that you just can't seem to figure out, why is this still holding me back? Then I highly recommend you guys come check out Chris Carmichael's work. He is an amazing hypnotist that helps to transform the mind in a way that there's been no other modality that I've been able to find besides mushrooms, okay? But people can't, you know, they're illegal here. So, you know, it's much easier to just jump into the hypnosis. Plus you don't have to throw up, which is great. All right, enough of that. If you guys are ready for the meditation, let us know in the comments by saying I'm ready. Give us some hearts and we will dive in. Okay, I'm just gonna catch up with you guys. 10, 10, 20, 20. Peace is our true nature. Can I get a high five on that? Yes, you can.
Yes.
High five, guys. Oh my gosh. Okay. Find yourself in a comfortable position. Go ahead and roll out your shoulders and your neck. We're gonna be talking about the throat chakra, so we're gonna be pulling a lot of energy into it. You may need to be drinking lots of water after this meditation, and you may end up finding like a lump in your throat as we go through this. Just notice the different sensations and the energy flowing through your throat chakra during this meditation. So, do a couple more neck circles, get your neck all loosened up. You know, people that have tight necks and tension in their necks, a lot of the times are holding so much stress up here that it blocks off the energy moving through our throat chakra. So roll out the shoulders, roll out the neck, and as we do each day, we begin our meditations with 3 long, deep breaths. So together, breathe in through your nose as deep as possible. And exhale, let it out. Even deeper breathing in together. Hold it. Exhale, sigh it out. One more long, deep breath in through your nose. And on the exhale, close down your eyes if it's safe for you. Finding yourself in a comfortable, calm, relaxed position. With every inhale you breathe in peaceful, glowing, golden light that warms and soothes your body, allowing your muscles to melt with every exhale, allowing your mind and body to relax. Breathing in, imagine a white glowing light filling up your entire body. And as you exhale, allow every muscle to melt, to relax, to release. Taking a moment to settle into this comfortable position, allowing your thoughts to slow down, your body to rest, your mind to relax. Now I want you to imagine a shower of glowing golden light bathing you from the top of your head to the tips of your toes. Allow this wave of relaxation to wash over you, starting at the top, flowing down your body, allowing your neck and shoulders, your back, your arms to relax, your hips, your legs, your feet begin to soften. Allow this wave of relaxation to flow from the top of your head to the tips of your toes, sending one more big wave of light energy through the body. Noticing if there's any tension or tightness stuck in the body. I want you to direct your breath into those areas where you feel tension and tightness. With every breath, you breathe in light, life force energy. And with every exhale, you release pain and tension. Now I want you to place your awareness on your throat. This is where your throat chakra sits. Your throat chakra is a spinning, glowing ball of blue light. And I want you to just take a moment to use your inner eye, your imagination, to draw your awareness to your throat chakra and notice this spinning ball of blue energy. Notice if it is vibrant in color. Notice the direction the energy is spinning. Notice how bright the light is. Just take a moment to assess, imagining as if there were a glowing ball of blue energy in your throat chakra. Take a moment to assess. Am I allowing this energy to flow freely? Do I feel constricted? Do I feel a lump in my throat? Do I notice any other sensations when I think about speaking or expressing my truth? Does fear come up? Notice anything sitting in the throat chakra. Awareness is the first step to making a change. So before we dive in and clear out the energy, I just want you to become aware. How is your throat chakra operating at this moment? Is energy flowing through it and you're able to creatively express your ideas and communicate your feelings? Or do you find yourself feeling fearful, afraid of what others might think, afraid of judgments, criticisms, afraid of how it might change the direction of your life if you actually spoke the truth? Now that you've taken a moment to assess your throat chakra, we're going to begin to repair it now. To do this is very simple. All you have to do is imagine your blue glowing light growing brighter and beginning to spin faster. So notice the direction that it is spinning and begin to speed it up a little bit more and a little bit more, allowing the energy to start flowing. Using this as a wheel to move the energy from your root chakra up through the throat into the third eye, allowing this energy to freely flow. Imagine the blue growing even brighter in color and allow this light to expand, to encircle all around your throat, to relax your shoulders, to notice your neck and the tension releasing. Use this blue light as the most healing energy for your throat chakra. Allow it to permeate through the throat, through the shoulders, all around the neck, swirling around your body. Go ahead and imagine and expand that blue light to encompass your entire body, not just resonating in the throat. Allow this blue energy to expand through the entire body, breathing in a beautiful blue light, letting it fill up your entire body, letting it bathe you from the top of your head to the tips of your toes. Now let's take it one step even further. I want you to take that blue light and expand it even further to the corners of your room, allowing your entire room to fill up as if you were bathed in a beautiful blue glowing energy. Let this blue light fill up your entire room. Take a moment to bask in this beautiful glowing energy, feeling the sensations of your throat opening up, allowing your truth to start coming into the throat chakra, out of the heart and into the throat, giving yourself permission to express how you feel, what you think. Noticing how good it feels to finally speak your truth. Now I want you to come back into your body, noticing your throat chakra. With this powerful energy moving through your body, I want you to use this energy to do something or say something that you've been wanting to get off your chest. Imagine in front of you a listening chair. If there's anyone that you need to speak up to right now, I want you to place them in the listening chair, and I want you to get it off of your chest. They don't have to respond, they can only listen. Get it off of your chest now, imagining that person sitting right in front of you in the listening chair. Good. Now that you've gotten all of that emotion, those feelings, those thoughts, anything trapped from the past off of your chest, thank that person for listening and send them off into the distance. Now, if there's any last words of wisdom that your soul wants to express to you, ask your higher self now for that intuitive information. What do you need to know to be more clear in your communication, to have the courage to express your creativity and your truth. Take one more long, deep breath in through your nose, allowing blue light to fill up your entire body. And exhale. Relax, drawing your awareness back into your entire body. Noticing any sensations or changes. Noticing the energy flowing through your throat chakra at this time now. Notice the difference. Notice how good it felt to get it off of your chest and finally speak your truth. You deserve to speak up. You have a voice. You have a choice in life. You get to decide how you show up in life. And it's important that you share your truth and express your heart, your creativity with love and kindness. Let the words you speak today be rooted in love and light, and may you pause for reflection before speaking anything less than positive. Find a way to communicate with love, even when you're communicating difficult things. When you know you're ready to speak from your heart and express your truth, take a nice, long, deep breath in. Fill up your lungs. And exhale, opening your eyes. Noticing how good you feel. Noticing that you're free to communicate how you feel, what you think, that the world needs your message. The world needs your voice. You came here for a reason. And if you're not sharing your truth, then you're misaligned with your purpose of being authentic and staying in your integrity. Take a moment to notice and see any sensations or changes that you experienced in the throat chakra during this meditation. Did you have energy flowing freely? Was it clammed and tight? Did you have a lump in your throat? Was there active words and thoughts coming through, and intuitive information, creative ideas wanting to express themselves through you? Let us know in the comments below what sensations or changes you experienced during this throat chakra meditation. How do you feel?
Knocked, blissed out, but I heard it towards the end when you're talking about speaking your truth and what you say during the day and what you specifically say today, but what you say in the future too. Yeah. It reminded me of something that I've heard before, and I actually heard someone say it in the meditation. I don't know who that was or anything, but I heard that voice come through, which is an old quote. And that is, when you're going to speak something, when you're going to say something, you always ask yourself 3 questions first. And those 3 questions was what the person repeated to me. And that is it truthful? So I'm going to say something. Is it truthful? Is it kind? And is it necessary? Mm-hmm. So that's what I heard. Is it truthful? Is it kind? And is it necessary? When we started making the chakra spin more, I saw it like if you ever had those little spinner fireworks that you light on the ground and zoom, and they light off into the air. That's what I saw. So mine was, it was big and blue to start with, but it looked like a saw blade spinning, a blue saw blade, and coming off the edges were these like blue sparkler fireworks. And I let it out just into the world, and it just expanded, and I mean, it was amazing.
Wow.
I love being able to hear like what comes up in meditations.
Yeah, everyone has a different experience. Yeah. Alice says, wow, my neck feels so much better. My posture is amazing.
Yes,
working from home, let's see, I can't read your name, I'm sorry. Working from home, and it's super slow for me. I'm glad I caught this meditation, perfect timing, thank you. Yes. Yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. We'll be here.
Knot on my throat.
I had a knot on my throat, wow, yeah. Interesting, yeah. Yesterday I shared #MeToo, and I was abused in my throat. And so growing up, I had all of this tonsillitis. I was literally born with my umbilical cord wrapped around my throat. And it actually inspired me to create a guided meditation for opening and balancing all of the chakras. That's something I sell on my website for only $11, because I was born with my throat chakra was fucking clenched off by my umbilical cord, like I was being hung, like I was in a past life for speaking the truth. So I didn't come out feeling like confident to share. And then then when I was young, I had a dick shoved in my throat while I was asleep many nights in a row. And I'm okay with sharing that with you because we need the confidence to speak up. We need the courage to say, you know what, this shit isn't right anymore. What the fuck is wrong with you people? Stop doing this to children, because it ends up fucking us all up when we could just deal with the problem instead of shoving it down and hiding from our darkness. So I decided to open up my throat and share that because I grew up with tonsillitis all of the time. When I was afraid to speak up about being abused or anything, I would get tonsillitis, I'd get throat infections all of the time. I literally have like a decayed tonsil because of this imbalanced throat chakra my entire life, till I started realizing that I was holding myself back by not speaking up or saying, no, this isn't right. We cannot do this anymore. This doesn't align with who I really am. So I know what that feels like to have a blocked throat chakra. I know what it feels like to have those lumps.
Yeah, take a moment right now. There's a lot of people who experience a lot of crappy things in their lives. Just as we've done this, and you're in this beautiful space, because after meditation, it's always just such a beautiful space to be in. And while we're all here together, just for a moment, just send love out to everybody. Just send love out to everybody who's been hurt. Send love to everybody who's doubted themselves, who's hurt themselves.
We all are in the same boat. We are all suffering together, but we can all rise together if we just make the choice. And by you tuning in for the 14 days of elevation, I know that you're one of those light leaders who are ready to make a confident, bold choice to recreate a new future for ourselves instead of reliving the past that isn't working.
Oof.
I'm telling you, I can't even imagine what kind of work we're gonna do today with all of our throat chakras wide open. Let's see, is that why so many have had their tonsils removed? Very well could
Definitely
be.
possible.
Absolutely. And you know what? It's funny because for many, many years I considered, like, do I get my tonsils taken out? Should I take them out? And I actually had an astrology reading with one of my girlfriends from Soul Shine Astrology. And I asked her, like, should I get my tonsils out? And then I started bawling. And she goes, I think you know your answer. And my answer was no. I don't want to let go of what I was born with that's supposed to help me function. Now, I know some of you have probably had things removed that you had to. It was literally killing you. But there was that balance between, like, I think I can heal this myself. And so I chose to keep my tonsils, and I'm so grateful that I did. Do I still have issues sometimes? Sure. Not with speaking my truth. Everyone fucking knows that I will tell them the truth at this point. Chris's mom actually told me one time, you know, Brit, I just kind of don't call you anymore because I don't want to know the truth. Like, well, thank you for sharing that truth. I appreciate that. So it's not that, you know, it's 1000% healed, but it's what we do with it and how we experience it. And do we let it ruin our lives, or do we reclaim our power because it's trying to teach us to grow? Thank you for being so real and empowering us all. Haha, I just did this for you, sending you love. Oh, yes. You guys are so amazing. Thank you so much for tuning in. Oh, we've got a lot of comments here. I had a bit of a sore throat when I started and it's gone now. Wow, wow, wow. My higher self literally said, speak your truth, live your truth during the meditation. Absolutely. Oh my gosh. Wow. This has been so fun, connecting with each one of you for this throat chakra meditation and for all of the meditations that we're providing here on the 14 days of elevation free meditation series here at 11:11 a.m. Central Standard Time on our social media channels. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're just getting started with us, be sure to go back, start at day 1, find those meditations that speak to you and dive in. These will really help to transform your life on a subconscious level. So we hope that you find inspiration, empowerment, confidence, clarity, and courage through this experience. And we will catch you guys tomorrow for day 7. Oh my gosh, a whole week of the 14 days of elevation. We'll be halfway through. So if you know someone who would love this message, please like, share, tag, whatever you got to do to spread the good vibes. And we will catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.
Adios.